So there may be a witness to this murder after all.
A witness who hasn't said anything until just now. The police talked to Emma, and she said she didn't see anything. But North is convinced that there is something, otherwise she wouldn't have talked to a professional about talking to the kid.
What do you mean?
A psychiatrist down in D.C., and Emma was supposed to meet with him.
Well, if Emma did see anything happen, I mean, there's no way that she would say her mother shot Stuart. They would definitely need some professional's help to pull it out of her. God, can you imagine what that would do to a little girl? To see your mother do something so horrible? She would bury it away forever if she could.
You know what I don't get? North is coming after you. He wasn't looking for any evidence against Annie. He wants Emma to testify against you.
I don't remember seeing anyone else there at that moment except you. I was looking at Adam, Stuart, realizing that I couldn't kill him, and I dropped the gun and I ran. I didn't see Emma at all.
Well, regardless, she could be the key to everything.
Okay, let's go through this one more time, okay, Princess? You were up in the nursery watching a movie with little A, and then the lights went out. You got a little bit scared, right? So you went to look for someone to help.
There, something was in his hand.
Go on. What else did you see? Emma?
Kendall shot him, then she ran away. Do you believe me, Daddy?
So how do you explain it, Adam? Is it mind control? Annie is capable of that. You certainly haven't been yourself lately. I'm sure she's put your brain through a wash and dry cycle several times.
I'm Andrew Willis. I'm the new prosecutor on your brother's murder trial.
Yes, Mr. Willis, I hope you can ignore Erica's inane blathering and pursue this case against Kendall as vigilantly as the late DA did.
Justice is all I'm looking for.
Yes. Well, did Kendall's new attorney send you here to work on the new prosecutor?
What are you talking about?
Jackson Montgomery washed his hands of the whole thing. He didn't feel it was a very good career move to lose such a high-profile case. And with Liza as Kendall's new attorney...
Excuse me.
In case you haven't noticed, you just inherited a nightmare.
Mind if I follow you home? I have a few questions for you and Mrs. Lavery.
Do I have any choice?
Not really.
She's just trying to suck up to you, you know that. She's trying to pull as many Chandlers close to her as she can before she cons my father into marrying her. Now, I don't know if she's doing it for the money or if she's just strictly doing it for the street cred.
What did I do to deserve all these insults, JR?
I don't know, Annie. You killed my Uncle Stuart, maybe?
You were treading on dangerous ground, JR. Don't forget, Adam chose me over you and your son.
Yeah, so much for keeping family close. Hey, Scott, you ever check these out? Over here, these wedding albums? They're, marked in gold leaf on the side here. There's, Liza 1, Liza 2, Erica, and there's no Dixie. Well, I guess after he kills them, he just gets rid of their memories.
Killed them?
Yeah, you didn't know? Old man Campia says he didn't poison my mom after all. Tad was ready to take my dad down to the police station for questioning. That was before he got shot. Now Tad's on this live and let live kick. Campius is probably just after, some attention. But I don't know. My dad's been acting crazy. Almost as crazy when you bashed your brother's skull in.
Okay. Why don't you dial it down before things get ugly?
Too late, Scott. It got ugly the second JR walked through that door.
Honey, I believe that you think that you saw those things. Okay, but sometimes your mind can play tricks on you.
But I saw Kendall shoot Stewart.
You don't want your mommy to get in trouble, do you? Is that why you're saying those things? Because you don't want mommy to get in trouble?
You don't love Mommy anymore. You love Kendall.
Kendall is just a friend, okay? She's Spike and Ian's mommy. You know what? We've had a really, really big day, haven't we? So, I don't think we're going to talk about this anymore tonight. I promise we'll talk more about it tomorrow, okay? Okay. I assume this has to do with Kendall's visit earlier?
No, this has to do with Emma.
Please, listen, I'm going to tell you something now that I haven't told a soul. Nobody. Liza, nobody. She backed me into a corner. I knew that with one tiny little slip, she would ruin all of your hopes and your dreams for your baby's future. So at this moment, I really need her to believe that she's got your child. I also know that David, in his craziness, he's going to poke around and dig around with his suspicion, okay? So I go and find another child. A beautiful little unborn baby boy whose mother just wants the best for him. Best life, best dreams, best everything. And I make a deal with her. We make an agreement, no questions asked. And I let Liza think that that little boy is yours. Now, Liza thinks I'm some sort of miracle worker, that I switched a DNA test, which David pulls off covertly, which I knew that he would do, but I didn't need to switch any DNA test because Liza never had your baby.
Where is my son?
In the little house in the country. I told you that. I told you that.
I don't believe you. I don't trust you.
I'm telling you the truth. This is the truth. I'm telling you the truth.
No, I'm going to get my own DNA test. I will go to Liza. I will go to the police. David, if I have to, but I have to know the truth. All I hear from you are lies, Jake.
Please don't do that. You can't do that. You will ruin everything.
Get your hands off of me.
If you don't mind, this dinner party is by invitation only.
Who's here? And unfortunately, company. This is Mr. Willis. Mr. Willis is taking over for DA North.
Mr. Willis?
Now, this is my son, JR, and my nephew, Scott.
Gentlemen, in the next day or two, I'm going to want to talk to both of you about the night of the murder. But for now, I'd like to interview Mr. Chandler and Mrs. Lavery in private.
Well, that's all right. This atmosphere was getting a bit stale for me anyhow.
Canapé?
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Very intriguing.
If you don't mind, we were actually just about to have dinner, so.
I'll try not to take up too much of your time then. I've been going over all of the police interviews in preparation for the trial.
Well, my testimony hasn't changed one bit, so.
Take me through what happened the night of the murder, Annie. You entered the nursery upstairs.
Well, yes. I climbed the trellis to the balcony. I waited until I thought the coast was clear, and I went in to get Emma, my daughter. But Adam entered the room. He seemed very off. He saw me and he ran, so I told Emma to stay put, and I chased after Adam because I thought he seemed ill. But that's when I bumped into JR, who was really, really drunk, by the way.
You had a gun?
I did, for protection. So I got away from JR, and that's when I found Adam again. He was shaking, and he was white with fear, and he kept going on and on about how he thought someone was trying to kill him. I thought he was delusional at first, but then we heard the gunshot. So I took Adam, and I took Emma up to the attic, and that's when Adam passed out. We didn't come down for several hours.
The whole reason you came here in the first place was to kidnap your daughter. Yet, you decided to hide up in the attic with her and Adam. Why didn't you get out when you had the chance?
stayed because of this man.